What's going on, guys? This is Slime Boss here, and welcome back to the Fairy Fountain, and welcome to the January episode. I am joined by my usual co-host, Hylian Hero. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can't wait to talk about the thrilling month of January.
Yeah, it's just, we're kind of recording this really late, so I'm just like, I just want to talk about what happened in February, you know? So,
yeah, me too.
I hope you guys enjoy this new layout that we're doing here. Hylian can't see it, but you'll see it in post-production. I'm trying something new. I was watching a GVG stream, and they were messing around with it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's how you do that. So I was like testing some things out on my own. Hopefully it turns out pretty good. And it actually helps me in editing as well.
Sweet. So
I don't have to do as much work. But we also got a new intro and everything. No, not music yet. Music's still getting worked on. It's still Nintendo music or the Fairy Fountain song, but I want it to be our own so that we don't have to borrow other people's remixes.
Nice.
So, but what's going to happen is that every single video is going to have that same Crazy Cap Studios animation, and then when the podcast start, every video will have that Studios animation, but the music will be different, and whatever pops up on screen at the beginning of each episode will be dependent on what show is going on. Did I make any sense?
It did.
Okay.
And I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have surprisingly a lot of things to talk about. It shouldn't be too long though. But there's a couple of things that happened this month. So the first, do you want to? I just have a random list of stuff. Is that okay if we just do that?
Go for it.
All right, so the first thing was the PSVR 2 actually got revealed this month. I don't know if they actually showed the design. I think that happened a couple days ago, but I think
that did happen a couple days ago.
Okay, so I know that something was revealed regarding PSVR this month. I think
they announced I think it was the specs. I think it was like the release period, stuff like that.
Okay, so it was very simple. Just wanted to mention it here. This was obviously before it actually got revealed or fully showed off. So I didn't know that was going to happen. So we can't really talk too much about that because technically it hasn't happened yet. But I thought it was interesting.
If we have time, we'll talk about it next episode.
Yeah. Yeah. This month isn't even over yet. Like
I know.
They just made another announcement. Like, goddamn. And we actually have a good guess for that too, regardless of biggest thing that happened. So, all right. Obviously more Pokemon Legends Arceus trailers have come out over the last few months, but the biggest thing about that is that the game actually released, and it's fucking phenomenal.
So, Pokemon, really good.
Yeah. So, do you want to go first with your feelings on it?
So I don't know how much you've played. I've only played up till the end of the second area.
I'm at the beginning of. Oh no, I finished the third area. I just haven't actually finished the arc yet.
No, just this morning actually. I just finished the main boss of the second area. Okay. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Everyone who has watched the show or knows me personally knows I'm not a Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
I am loving this game. It is so much fun.
It is amazing. I have a video out actually talking about my thoughts, but yeah, it's a completely new twist on what Pokemon is, and all kind of still keeping traditional. And a lot of people are saying that, oh, I hope they do this continuing on, and we all know that's not going to happen. But they are taking notes. More than likely, some of these things might be in Gen 9, but baby steps. I have a lot of trust in Game Freak. I know that eventually will come to be something perfect, because this isn't perfect either, but it's a nice start. We're going in the right direction after so long. So,
but yeah, it's really inventive. I really hope that if Game Freak does not incorporate this into the mainline series, I hope this series keeps going in tandem with it.
Yeah.
Because I think this has a lot of potential.
Like, we might see, a lot of people want to see, like, Black and White remake, like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Or, well, a little bit better than that, like, more content.
Yes.
But they would have a Legends to go and coincide with it, like Legends Kyurem or something like that is what I'm seeing on Twitter. So
I'm not sure if it'll be like exactly like it was with Gen 4, but I think it makes a lot of sense because I'm assuming we'll get the Gen 5 remakes 4 or 5 years from now.
Yeah.
That's plenty of time to introduce Gen 9 and a good development time for both games.
Yeah, that's fair. Is there anything else you want to say about Legends itself?
I just need to play more. It's fun, but with Pokemon, I do kind of get a little fatigued of the battling. It's just not for me, so
Yeah.
I'll play for like an hour, drop it for a couple days, go back for a couple hours.
And
It's going to take me a bit to get through it.
the greatest thing about it is that there's 2 different battle types, which is cool. You actually get to fight as the player, but also you don't really have to battle a lot of Pokemon unless you're going for like more points and stuff for your research. But you could literally just, if you wanted to, and if you had really good luck, you could chuck a Pokeball at that Alpha Rapidash if you wanted to.
And I think that's why I'm liking this game so much. It's a lot more varied. I'm not feeling like I'm walking down a set path and just battling every 2 or 3 minutes. I feel like I'm actually getting to do different things. Like I'm trying to feed them and sneak up behind them, but if that doesn't work, I can battle. It's just a lot more enjoyable that way, I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, next up, they announced that, or the ESA announced that E3 is not happening, and so far, I mean, of course, it's to be expected, but I think this is it. I think E3's done, unfortunately. Yeah. I think this really did it in. But unlike last year, we still don't have any confirmation about any sort of digital thing going on. So
I think more and more every year. Like 2019 was the big doxing of all the media attendees that went there. They looked awful after that. Yeah. Obviously, 2020 the pandemic hit, so they couldn't do in-person E3 since. I think more and more companies are realizing that they can announce stuff on Twitter. Bigger studios can have their own events. We don't need E3 anymore, as sad as it is to say, and I think all these companies are going to be a lot less inclined to do it now that they can see they can do that without spending millions of dollars on attending there.
Yeah, I'm going to be devil's advocate here. I think that I don't think we need E3 per se, but I still think we need some sort of physical events, especially for those PAX. smaller game studios. Like Yacht Club somehow found a way to do the online stuff, but not every single small studio is going to be able to.
They can always hop on to, let's say, certain places can go to Nintendo, certain places can go to Xbox, PlayStation. And if they don't want to do that, we have events like PAX, and I'm sure others that I'm not thinking of. There's still plenty of opportunities, but absolutely, this is hurting the indie scene and the smaller studios more than anything. Yeah,
and it's just sad for me because I really want to be attending these things, but
I get
and like even regardless of the pandemic, just I want to feel that fandom environment. You know, I never got that before.
Outside of that, I think what bums me out the most about this is now we're not going to have all these studio heads walking around the same booth making deals, like striking up ideas. I believe that's how the Star Fox content got into Starfield a few years back.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I think the devs at Ubisoft were talking to, I think it was Reggie or somebody at Nintendo, and somehow Star Fox got into the conversation and it was off to the races.
Yeah. If only they could do that for Pikmin.
Pikmin's coming. It just might be another 5 years.
Pikmin Bloom 2 on Nintendo Switch.
I mean, I don't think Pikmin Bloom did extremely well.
No.
Pikmin, I know what you mean, though.
Pikmin Bloom DLC into Pikmin 3 Deluxe 5 years later.
But Pikmin 3 Deluxe did very well. It sold a couple million units, best selling in the series. Obviously, they had enough care to do a mobile game. Pikmin's not dead.
Yeah.
But who knows when we'll see a mainline installment.
Yep. All right, next up is the joke I was alluding to, but unfortunately, we have more information now than what we did in January, but Mario Kart 9 rumors were stirring, and there's apparently like a new twist. What do you think about Mario Kart 9? Could it be happening? I'm not really sure.
You know, that leaker Zippo said if there is a February Direct, you should expect Mario Kart 9.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I'm not going to beat around the bush. We'll obviously talk about what got announced next month.
Yeah.
But I was super excited for anything Mario Kart. So to hear that Mario Kart 9 was being anticipated was super exciting to me. I think what we got is just as good, to be honest. I
Yeah.
know a lot of
Oh,
people
for
disagree with me
sure.
on that, but
I honestly could care less about anything that people are saying. It's more Mario Kart content. That's all I care
people,
about.
I don't want to get too deep into this because I know we're going to have this conversation next time, but
Hmm.
people act like there's going to be another huge mechanic that's going to go into the next Mario Kart, and I don't think that was going to be the case besides maybe like a bigger crossover scene.
Or
But
more leaning back into Double Dash again,
maybe.
but like as
But
a side mode.
even still, we'll talk about this next time. This one game is going to have almost 100 tracks.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But yeah.
Moving on, Kirby got a brand new trailer and a release date of March 25th. We got some more information on what the town is, and how that's going to work. And we also get the greatest thing that ever graced mankind, fishing Kirby. So,
Yes.
again, it's still looking adorable. There's a little bit more of a reveal that happened later on. But the biggest thing here is that March was the release date.
Props to you for guessing that, because I was 100% adamant on it being much closer to E3. Obviously, this was before the February Direct, before
Yeah.
we knew how much was coming this spring. But
Yeah.
even my, I think, over eager predictions, I didn't see it coming out this early. But I am so happy to be wrong.
Yeah, it just March just I don't know. I just look at March and I see Kirby. Same thing I see like November and I see Pokemon. It's like that same. That's what the vibe I get just in general.
Not to go into too much speculation here, but it's really weird to me that March has two published Nintendo games. April has two. June has two. May has absolutely nothing yet. I'm not sure though. It's weird to me.
Yeah.
I think obviously Switch Sports is right at the very end of April, so that could be like the May title. But
It might be
seems like
Splatoon, but that's not. That might cut it close.
They said summer. My
I
thing
don't know
is,
when they
though,
consider summer, but
yeah, I think I would imagine June through August or September. But that being said, it looks like Nintendo is trying to have at least one game a month, if not two.
yeah,
So that May date sticking out with nothing is just a little weird.
yeah, that's where a perfect fit of Zelda games would have been. But
I'm not getting my
no,
hopes up anymore. No.
it's done.
Maybe.
The dream is crushed. We did get another Zelda game though.
Before we get to that, my one theory is they don't know if Breath of the Wild's getting delayed yet, and they're holding on to those just in case we get further in the year and they're like, hey, we need to slip it out another 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Give us the remakes this year. If not, maybe we'll get them next year.
I just wish that there would be something else to replace that, you know? Like, I don't think Wind Waker Twilight Princess is big enough to say, well, because then now we don't have a holiday title, you know? If Zelda isn't coming out.
I think we're going to have, obviously losing Breath of the Wild. If it does get delayed, it will take a hit on this year.
Yeah.
But I think if they do delay it into 2023, it will be like a 3-4 month delay, nothing insane.
Yeah.
So I think you slip the Zeldas into that September through November window, it'll be fine.
All right, fair enough. All right. Speaking of, I guess, Zelda, but there's a lot of things. Banjo-Kazooie for an N64 Online got a release date of January 20th, and it released as well to actually pretty good acclaim. People are finally happy that Banjo is back, but also at the same time, it actually runs well according to most people. There's no problems, and there's bug fixes to previous entries, to previous titles.
The only disappointment, which this is not anyone's fault, is that it is the N64 version. Like,
True.
In the future ports, if you die in a level, you save all your puzzle pieces, not your puzzle pieces, your notes. So there's 100 in each level. In this version, if you die,
you lose it all.
99 notes, you lose them all. You have to start over to get that last one.
Although you do have save states now.
Yes, which is fair, but technically that's cheating. I'm not going to judge. That's what I do just in case.
It's a feature. It's an official feature now. I think save
is.
states are fair.
No, it's valid. I don't judge anyone for using them. I use them myself. I do not
Yeah.
save the normal way on these games. I save
Yeah.
state every time I quit.
Yeah. And it's easier to hop back in too. Like you don't have to go through the menu. You just have to
Absolutely.
boom back in. Again, Zelda. They got the announcement that Majora's Mask, which I was right. It's coming in February, because February hasn't happened yet.
No, not at all.
Kingdom Hearts Cloud version has a announced release date for February 10th, and they also released a demo version available to play right now. And fuck you, Square Enix! I swear to God, this pisses me off more than NFTs. Like it. Come on, 1.5 plus 2.5 can fit, and you can even like just release HD. I mean, Dream Drop Distance HD. You can release that as a standalone. Like, you can do it, Square. I know you can. Just why? Just I wanted Kingdom Hearts for so long.
Every single one of these games, minus like a couple of them, have been on the the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
There is no excuse that these cannot run on the Switch. They're just lazy.
Yeah.
3, I can understand being a cloud version.
And 2.8,
I would not judge them for that. Yeah. But really, you're going to have Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 especially via cloud?
Yeah. That's it, and it pisses... And what's even worse is that not only are they cloud, not only do they run like shit, for most people, some people might have a okay experience, and that's not even like great.
If you're outside of Japan, you're not having an amazing experience.
Yeah. I mean, the best you'll get is okay. But on top of that, it's about $90 to get everything. In $90, you're basically buying air, because you not only are you getting a terrible port of a game, but you don't own these games at all. You're streaming them. And that's it's a triple whammy. Like it's horrible.
Yeah, it's honestly disgraceful that they look at this system that is now, I don't know if we're talking about this in the news today, has now outsold the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
And they're still just looking at their efforts and be like, okay, yeah, we can do a cloud version. It's fine.
It's not, though.
No. It's ridiculous. Like, I get it. It takes time and money to port games. You know, people would buy these games in droves. Yeah. People have been asking for these games in years, and this is honestly how you're gonna I don't want to say repay, because obviously they're not repaying them, but this is how you're gonna repay Nintendo for putting your main character in Smash.
Yeah. It just hurts. It hurts. But on the bright side, we do have a Kingdom Hearts event happening sometime in April. I can't remember the exact date.
It's like the 11th or 12th or something like that.
And sounds like we might be getting a new game, not Kingdom Hearts 4 obviously, but more than likely some kind of 452 over 12 or something. or
365 over 43 divided by 7 to the third power. Yeah.
Or we could get a console port of X, which I would really enjoy as well. Not just cutscenes, like a full either console port or reimagining of the mobile game, because there are some elements you can play in single player. It doesn't have to be an MMO, so that's what's great about it. Next up is probably the biggest thing that we'll be talking about today: Microsoft acquiring Activision. Which, oh boy, I have a lot to say about this one.
Oh, yeah, I forgot this was in January.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're talking about this one too. I was thinking of Sony and Bungie.
Oh, that too. Might as well. I forgot about that. Oh, yep, it's right here. Never mind.
But yeah, it was a crazy month for acquisitions.
Yeah. So, and Nintendo's about to acquire someone right now. But this is a double-edged sword to me. I think it's great. I mean, obviously, it's not going to happen for a really long time, but I think it's great that Xbox, and I have a lot of faith in Xbox for them to turn things around there. I'm not going to support Activision until that motherfucker's out of there, but and it sounds like he will be, but just not for a while.
Basically next year when the ink dries on the deal.
Yeah. But it's I hope that there's going to be a lot of changes goes on there. There's another they will actually take control of Vicarious and Toys for Bob and not keep them on Call of Duty. It sounds like they want to actually make some smaller properties in Activision, and try to maybe release Spyro 4, which sounded like they were doing something with, and it never came out. So that's why I'm optimistic, is that it sounds like Microsoft is going to take some time and change things up around there, and also we can actually get games that we want other than fucking Warzone. Sorry,
It won't happen. But I would really love if Phil Spencer went to Rare, was like, hey, I'm taking Banjo for a minute. He's going to go on a car ride with me. Go over to Activision and be like, here you go, Toys for Bob. Make a remake
please. That would be it. Yes. Well, I have actually never thought of that, actually. I was thinking, what's it called? Platonic. But I've never even thought about Vicarious or Toys for Bob. That would be great.
We know right now Platonic is hard at work at Yooka-Laylee 2. Okay, they've already announced that.
For sure.
And honestly, I think they're much better with the 2D games right now than the 3D, because Yooka-Laylee was not the best.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I trust them with a new Banjo. But I doubt it's going to happen, but we'll see. I really think they're going to return focus to Spyro and Crash.
Yeah. It's exciting, but again, we won't see the effects of this for quite a while.
Truth is, though, now we could potentially, in the next Smash game, if Nintendo and Microsoft are still on good terms, we could potentially get Crash.
Or we could get Nikolai. He was on my list, okay? I was like, okay.
Really?
He was my wild card, yeah. Specifically from Black Ops 2, yes.
That'd be insane.
All right. Next up is Sony buys Bungie. I don't know if that's the only significance is that it's the old Halo guys, and that's kind of weird to think about. But I think they specifically bought them for Destiny.
Yeah, they want more live service games, and I can understand that. It's also, I think that was like a $3 billion deal when Activision was like $68 billion or something.
That's the other thing too. I think that's the biggest acquisition like ever, right?
One of them. I don't know if it absolutely is, but it's definitely right up there.
Because someone recently acquired someone just before Activision, or that was bought by Microsoft, and they're like, this is a lot of money, but it's not as much as this, which was like $98 billion, and this was like 100 and something $billion. So I just thought it was timely, because they're like, this is a lot of money, but I think it was Verizon or someone got bought, some kind of tech. It was a tech company, and then this was. I think this tops it. That's the other crazy thing, is that it's a lot of money.
Yeah. I really hope that this buying culture stops, because I really think we're gonna get to the point where Sony and Microsoft are gonna have like a bit of everybody.
Yeah.
And it's gonna screw over Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna buy. And I don't blame them.
Yeah, they're not going to buy... Well, that's not true. Because I don't think Nintendo's going to buy, like, I don't know, like Yacht Club or... who does Shantae again?
Next Level.
Yeah.
No, it's Nintendo.
You know what I'm talking about. It's like companies that you would think they would buy. I don't think that they were going to do that. I think that they're going to start buying those smaller companies that already basically work for them, which is why I'm like sad that they didn't do that with Activision. But like Next Level Games, whatever this other company is that they're about to buy, Retro they have already. Just scooping up these smaller companies that already just work for them anyway. I think that'll But that's fair. I'm okay with that. But just buying like giant studios like Activision, or it's just bad for everybody.
If Nintendo buys anybody, I'm pretty sure they don't own them already. I think it's going to be Grezzo.
That's good. Yeah,
I think that's
fine.
The only one that makes sense.
Well, technically, Game Freak and the Pokemon Company are separate entities, so
I don't think they'll buy. I think Nintendo and Game Freak and Pokemon Company know that they have a very close relationship.
I mean, they're literally the same bloodline, but they just technically one doesn't own the other, so it's just weird to think about.
I think it'll stay like that. Nintendo values that relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll step over any boundaries.
Yeah. All right, next up is that the Cuphead show got a trailer for the release date of February 18th. It looks good. I haven't actually seen it yet, but
I've seen the first 3 episodes,
okay.
and wait, I mean it's not out yet, but
Yeah, it's not out yet, but it
uh,
looks good. I think it's pretty
I
faithful.
think it's gonna be worth the wait.
Yeah. Next up is there. Speaking of Yacht Club Games Direct, with a new Link's Awakening cross Castlevania style game called Mina the Hollower, which I think it's not an original IP, right? It's like a I think it was like a cartoon or something before. I can't remember.
If it is a cartoon, I haven't heard of it. I just thought it was an original IP.
I thought so too, but then someone said, "Oh, it's some weird niche thing." Anyway,
Yeah.
looks pretty cool. I'm excited. I think I'm gonna check it out. I'm glad it wasn't Hollow Knight. I mean, Shovel Knight. Oh, God, I'm gonna get canceled for that one. I'm glad it wasn't Shovel Knight because we are getting a lot of stuff for Shovel Knight, and I think that we need sort of a break from that because he's basically the indie guy right now, indie game.
Right.
So I think a couple more years we'll get that Shovel Knight 2 that we all needed. Maybe it'll be 3D or something. But I think this is a nice break, and it's basically the same kind of stuff. It's like with Shovel Knight, they were kind of trying to recreate NES platformers, and this is sort of like recreating or Game Boy action. What was Link's Awakening? An RPG?
It's an action adventure.
Action adventure, yeah. So this is basically kind of the same thing with a new character. So this is gonna be fun.
I'm excited for it. I'm just not entirely sure why they went through Kickstarter again.
Oh yeah, that was the weird thing. Well, beyond Kickstarter stuff, I feel like they have so much money just from Shovel Knight himself. So
Yeah, absolutely. But maybe we're wrong. Maybe all that time they spent developing free content really kind of bit them in the butt.
Speaking of Kickstarter, where's FNF? Where's Friday Night Funkin'? Where is it? I want to know.
One day.
All right, next up is Halo got the first trailer, and there was a second one at the Super Bowl. I think I can't remember, but
Yeah,
the first one was in January, and it looks cool, but I don't have a lot of hope for it. Unfortunately, I think it might be okay, but I think there's like a new character that they're trying to make a main character, and I don't think that's gonna work.
I didn't watch the trailer. I know it's only coming to Paramount Plus, and I don't have that.
I don't have that either.
So I'm not even gonna look into it really.
I'm getting like a Matrix or the new Matrix vibe from this. It's just like
Okay.
they're adding characters and it doesn't work and it doesn't make sense really. So I'm not too hopeful for this, but it looks all right. I mean, there's a budget there, I guess. It's so weird. I saw a Paramount Plus trailer and there was like Dora the Explorer, Aang from Avatar, and I don't know who else there was. There's a couple other cartoons. Oh, Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig was there too. And they're walking into this cave and you see a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog and SpongeBob on a mirror. Or no, the Patchy the Pirate painting thing on the cave walls. It was so weird. And that means that now Dora the Explorer, Peppa Pig, and Sonic the Hedgehog and Master Chief are all now like crossover potential. Like, what the hell?
It'll never happen, but what if?
It's already weird enough that you see Sonic and Dora next to each other, so
Dora would win, just saying.
What? She just says one Spanish word. He's like, what? I don't know which version of Sonic. Are we talking about video game Sonic or are we talking about movie Sonic? Because that's the one that's being shown here. Because
video game Sonic would win against Dora. Movie Sonic would not.
Yeah. That's the weird thing, too. The Sonic 2 trailers, they're like, he doesn't know who Tails is. And I'm like, that's an interesting thing to do.
It makes sense. When the first movie started, he was just secluded. He knew nobody.
Yeah. It's just going to be weird because, like, the only thing that we know about them is that they're, like, the best friends that ever best friended.
They'll get there.
So.
They've already confirmed the third movie, so we'll get there.
That is the weirdest thing to me, too. But we'll get to that next month, actually.
Yeah.
Oh shit, this is all right. Time for some bad news. January was the unfortunate, like right at the tail end of it, where it was getting real good, and then just Nintendo decided to. Well, we didn't know it was Nintendo, but we kind of assumed it probably was. Nintendo decided to copy strike a bunch of different videos off of the amazing Siva Gunner channel, pretty much the only channel that provided high quality rips for everyone to listen to. And the disappointing thing about this is that Giva-Sunner just bit the bullet and said, we're done. Or sorry, Gilva-Sunner, not Giva-Sunner. Gilva-Sunner. Make the distinction there. So they're just done. They shut the channel down. You can still find music somewhere on the internet, on YouTube, I'm sure, just by typing it in. But Giva-Sunner was like the home. Gilva-Sunner was like the home of this, and it's just so sad to see him go, or see them go.
I just don't understand why Nintendo is so hell-bent on taking down people. I'm pretty sure this channel was not getting paid for this music either.
No.
They were just putting it up. They weren't making any profit on it. I would understand this if Nintendo had their own way of listening to the music. They don't. Yeah. The only way you can listen to the music besides playing the game is playing Super Smash Bros. In the sound test.
Yeah. That's the biggest issue for me, is like, I don't really care too much that they actually took the videos down. I care more about there's no other option. Like, they don't have like a Nintendo Music YouTube channel. Pokemon has something. It's weird, but it's something. But
Put
Nintendo,
it on Spotify.
Like, I don't use Spotify, but yeah, they like even if it would be a little bit more reasonable if they did a Nintendo Switch Online music app. I don't know. That would be really stupid, but that's at least better than absolutely nothing, because they're not providing music to us, and they don't even like provide it physically either. They never release like soundtracks. They never did that before.
They do in Japan, and sometimes the rare pre-order bonus, but outside of that, no.
That's bullshit. Music is good, okay?
They could easily put it on Spotify, on Apple Music. They could be making money off of this.
I'm a huge perpetrator for YouTube. I hate Spotify, but
it'll be on but same thing. They could be making money off of
these yes.
And they're just sitting there like doing nothing except taking down the poor people that are trying to give it to us for free.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing about Nintendo is that we're not even talking about game development here. We're not talking about marketing. We're not talking about anything that's, the nitty-gritty of video games. We're talking about simple shit that they can do for free and make a shit ton of money off of it. I'm not just talking about the music. I'm talking about you can look back at all of our previous episodes. We talked about the same topic over and over again. They're leaving money on the table for zero reason. And
we'll talk about this more next month, but it really falls under the thing of, if Nintendo isn't willing to provide it or sell it to you, pirate it.
Yeah, well,
they're leaving.
Can't really pirate that. Yeah.
Yes, people put soundtracks on pirating sites.
I guess, yeah.
It's easy to download it and stick it on your computer or stick it on your phone. It's not reasonable to do so. It's a lot of work, but
it's just Nintendo. It may be just old age or what, but like they just don't like understand that. They're like, don't pirate our games. What's wrong with you? That's illegal. And we're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Put the games on the damn console. Don't
the way I
remove the eShops either. Okay, that's another topic for another day, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
The Western branch of Nintendo are just mouthpieces for Japan. They have better ideas. They know better what we want. Mm-hmm. But they have to listen to Japan, and Japan is run by old guys. It really is.
I haven't heard anything. I haven't in any of these Nintendo topics, like, back in the day when people were yelling at Sword and Shield, like all this controversy, it seems to come from mainly like the West and PAL. I don't really hear too many Japanese opinions ever. I rarely ever hear them, so I don't know what they think on this situation. They think, yeah, it's fine, or we don't really listen to video game music, or what. I don't know how they feel. I want to know how they feel, because this is like,
well, since there's such a language barrier, we actually have to seek out their opinions. We can only really look at the Japan tweet replies.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. We have a limited grasp of how they feel because we don't get to see it as often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, that is their home. You know, what if the Japanese people are outraged about this, and then maybe they'll make a change. I don't know. It's so hard to read. That's the biggest thing, is that I don't know. It's weird.
It's disappointing to say the least.
Yeah. Well, after a sad conversation, let's talk about something interesting, and that is that there is a new spirit in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate after everyone, or literally multiple time and time again, Nintendo and Sakurai saying there's no more new content. Here's a new Ryu spirit, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah, I don't really understand the reasoning for... It was just one spirit, too.
Yeah, just one.
I'm not against it, like, keeping Smash in the spotlight. I'm not going to complain, but...
Yeah.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, unless... surprisingly enough, they still haven't talked about, like, a full package yet, either. Like a $60 or $69 Ultimate Edition.
As much as I'd love it, I don't think Nintendo's going to do it. They might do it on, like, the next system as, like, a year one title if they don't have Smash, like, in active development, but I don't think... They know they can make $90 to $120 off this.
Yeah, and because the weirdest thing is that in Japan, they actually have a Splatoon 2 and Octo expansion combination, I think.
They
That's
have
$60.
The expansion pass, too, for $60.
Yeah, so... And Pokemon did it, so, I mean, it just... Yeah. I don't know.
I wish they did. I think these complete packages would be so much good for preservation.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
Preservation is a big thing because, side note, I've been trying to catch up on Smash Wii U DLC, and that's a pain in the ass because if I want Mii costumes they kind of have that full package thing for stages and fighters, but I already have some fighters, so that means I'm going to spend more money now. So it's kind of weird. Anyway.
No, you could tell they didn't understand DLC in Smash 4 because they didn't have the passes. They just sold it piecemeal.
Yeah.
You'd have the Wii U, you'd have the 3DS, and then you'd have both.
Yeah.
It was way too convoluted.
Yeah. And the same thing for, I didn't even realize, Hyrule Warriors DLC. That's even more complicated. Especially, I was like, oh, so they released DLC for the Wii U version, and then they released Legends with a few extra content, and then more DLC for Legends. But apparently they released the Legends DLC for the Wii U version as well. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so it's even more complicated. So it's just like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's way too convoluted.
All right, next up is Lego Star Wars got a new trailer, and it's finally not delayed anymore with an April 10th release date. I am actually really excited for this, and it looks... I mean, I'm excited for it, for sure, but it looks a lot different. I thought it was going to be like a remake of the complete saga, plus The Force Awakens and the two other games.
Right.
And it's not. It's actually a full new game built from the ground up, new mechanics, new mini games, tons of new stuff, and I'm even more excited now. So
I'm not much of a Star Wars fan. I haven't really played many of the Lego games growing up, but I watched that overview trailer. It looks very polished. It looks great.
Honestly, I don't know if it was. Actually, no. I'm actually really glad that it got delayed because they put a lot of heart into this.
Absolutely.
Again, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan either, but I'm partial to specifically Lego Star Wars because I grew up with that. But, yeah. Oh, I guess the next thing is the DP Sound Library. They decided to release a thing on the internet where I think you can download the songs and use them in content, and it's just available to listen to on a website, which I think it's only there for a limited time. And
yeah, I think that's what I heard.
And I think they released some of it or the full soundtrack on YouTube as well as one big video, which is a little weird, but they did that as well, which is it's really cool. It's a small, it's a like a incidental step, but it's a step nonetheless.
Yeah,
we're getting somewhere with the music.
At least for Pokemon.
Yep. And finally, I don't really understand what this was saying, but I checked GVG, I checked GX, and they both said that Sonic actually got delayed. I don't know if it was just till later this year, or they they just said that there was a delay earlier. I don't really know what they're actually saying.
For the new Sonic game?
Yeah, for Frontiers.
I believe it was scheduled to come out last holiday. But
Oh.
the Sonic team delayed it to this holiday to polish and improve things.
Was it announced when it was announced at or wait, the first showcase was at not the
Right around last. It was before last E3.
okay. So that was and then but they didn't actually say a release date, right?
No, they announced the release date and like the first little gameplay or cinematic of it at the Game Awards.
At the Game Awards, but it still said 2022, right?
But if you remember, I think what the original plan was before COVID was they were going to announce this during that monthly Sonic announcements in 2020 they were supposed to have. So I think everything just got pushed back a year.
All right. Well, do you know what else is? I guess Sega doesn't know how to do month-to-month announcements because Persona was supposed to get a huge announcement recently, and that still hasn't happened yet. There's supposed to be a lot of new things for Persona, and they're like, nothing really has happened other than Ultimax and just some general celebration stuff.
Yeah, I think Persona 6 will be like the big ender to this, but I think everything in between is just gonna be small.
I can't wait. I can't wait for them to say the whole Persona series comes to Nintendo Switch, but it's a cloud version and it's $100.
I think we're gonna be lucky. I think we'll get Persona 4 Golden. I think that will happen. A lot of insiders and stuff, rumors are pointing towards that. I don't think we get anything else though.
Yeah. All right. Well, we squeezed a lot out of what was January. Couple of big things there, but next week we have a very, very special episode. Sort of a sequel to last year, I guess you could say. Well, more like a trilogy. But next time we'll have a lot more to talk about. I don't know if it's going to be just as long, if not longer. But this was sort of I always hate these months where it's like we know something happened and we can't really talk about it. So.
Yeah, but it'll be worth the wait. We've got a great guest coming on, and we've got 2 presentations, a bunch of news. Nintendo is being stupid as usual. We've got,
but also being really cool. But
well, yeah, they come in both. It happens at the same time. You do something stupid, then you do something great.
All right, well. As the closer news, obviously Nintendo recently announced that they're actually investing into NFTs. It's the replacement for Amiibo. If you check the tweet, we have our source on screen right now, and I'm just kidding. I don't know if you saw that tweet. That was so weird. Yeah, it looks so real too, but like I can't imagine they're again like we said, old Japanese developers. They're like NFTs, metaverse. You mean Animal Crossing?
See, that's the best part. Animal Crossing Plaza on the Wii U. We're gonna bring it back. No, it'll take Nintendo at least 15-20 years to understand what NFTs really are.
Yeah.
So
all right,
we're good there.
Yeah. Thank God. And if everyone else goes to NFTs, we can still rely on Nintendo. So
yes,
that's the one good thing about them having old Japanese people in there.
Sometimes them being extremely behind is a good thing.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.